there is a business that some of us are aware of, and it's a trend that's been going on in recent years. And I'm very curious about it. I have wanted to look into it more, and it amazes me. Um, I mean, what I'm about to talk about for me is very intense, and this is how crazy this is. I can't believe this is a thing. Now, the one coin name, one coin term for this type of business is uh, what is it? Women looking for pay piggies, pay pigs. And I'm smiling. I can't really help but laugh just thinking and talking about this. But I'm gonna try to keep this a serious conversation. Now, this tends to be focused more towards females than males. And it has to do typically with female models utilizing what probably is the number one tool at their disposal, which would be modern day internet and technology and social media platforms. Marketing themselves. These models are marketing themselves. And they are making money from men, for the most part, that are paying these models to disrespect them. And I've seen, from what I've seen, many of these models use OnlyFans as a platform for generating income. A model will typically charge a monthly fee through OnlyFans, or there are other options. You can pay yearly and you get a discounted rate. I had to make a cut right there. Heard one of the neighbors walking out to. I got a bit embarrassed. I didn't want the neighbor hearing me. But I was saying that you pay upfront for a year's worth, for your subscription, yearly subscription, and you get a discounted rate. Or some models have promos on their pages where for the first 30 days that you're subscribed to a model, you get, let's say, a 50% discount. Rather than paying $10 a month, you get an introductory rate of $5 for the first 30 days. Then your subscription automatically renews on the 30th or 31st of each month to the uh, regular going rate. Some models have their pages free, where you have full access to the content on a particular model's page and her posts, but it's limited. It's more of a demo or a teaser, and then that model will have a what's called a VIP page, where it is a paid page that has all content, all of her content accessible and unlocked. And then some posts are hidden behind a paywall, where certain specialty posts need to be paid for to be able to gain access to various photos and videos. And some of these models produce what I would call soft porn, where they do not necessarily reveal their bodies completely. Some do. And what a lot of these models, if not all of them, offer really are services. And this being one of them. I went on Google and conducted a search. Now, I've paid for a woman's attention. I've been to strip clubs. I've paid for a lap dance. Out of boredom, and I know that I'm speaking for many guys here, if I'm in between relationships, if I'm not talking to any girl in a serious way, I'm single, I'm dating around, or trying to, not, I don't want to say trying to, but if I happen to be casually talking to multiple girls at once, just keeping my options open for a temporary period of time, which is what females do and what a lot of males do. Now, I'm not a player by any means. I'm not a pickup artist. Well, I'm not going to get into that. I don't want to drift too much here. But we know that that's reality. A lot of us guys, we're single, we're bored, and we want to talk to women. It can be considered entertainment. And I'm sure there will be people that will disagree with that, or at least that word that I just used, entertainment. Like, women are just good for entertainment. That's not what I am implying here. But that's the point in which you should understand what I'm saying. I've messaged models like girls online that I don't know. But wanting a woman to disrespect you and paying her to disrespect you, I would say, is pushing it. That is extreme. But it's a kink. It's a fetish. That's all it is. Just like so many other wild, imaginative ideas and fantasies out there, that's what this is. You can think of it as role playing. But maybe it's not. Maybe I don't believe it is role playing for some guys. I believe it's a way of life for them, for guys that are head deep into this and they're enjoying it. Psychologically speaking, it's a high for them. Just like smoking can be a high for people that are addicted to it, drinking, other, let's say, well, is it a sin? I'll leave that for you to decide. But we're not going to get religious here. Flaws, whatever you want to call it. That's what this is. That's all it is. But it's not good for a man's well being to get carried away in this and to get hooked to this adrenaline rush, this, well, anyway. For for men, nothing beats talking to a woman in person, meeting someone naturally, spontaneously somewhere. And I've talked about this before. I don't agree with jumping from girl to girl, going out to bars and clubs specifically with the intent of trying to get laid uh, that night, to get as many numbers as you can, to show off, to be cocky, uh, to be a fuck boy. I don't agree with any of that, and I don't play any of those games. But nothing beats connecting with a female for a man in a realistic setting. But I understand that that's not easy for a lot of us guys. We don't always have opportunities given to us or handed to us out of nowhere like that. And therefore, it's easier to go online and fulfill your needs with porn. And this is a form of porn. It's interactive porn. You're actually interacting with these girls. These girls are charging for services such as video calls and uh, other sexual services that I'm not going to mention on here. But if you go online and use OnlyFans, you'll see a lot of these models. They have a list of services offered on their bios. Now, back to where I was going with this. I went on Google and performed a search. I found a list of these various models. And these models go by different names. Another term for it is Femdom, female domination. Uh, yeah. And I found one in particular that got my attention. And of course, these models are attractive. They have to be. That's the first uh, window of opportunity for these girls to get into this line of work. And a lot of these girls, they do it on the side. They're students, and it's a side hustle for them. And now a lot of them, they're starting off young. A lot of them, they're in their early 20s doing this. It really is something else. It's really interesting, uh, and very interesting to talk about. I found one, and I'm not going to mention her stage name, the name that she goes by online, because I don't want to give her any notoriety, more than she already has. And this is to me, this is negativity. I don't want to be promoting it to anyone. I and I can see the temptation in it. I really can. I can. Uh, we have a need. We all have a need. But I'm going to speak as a man for myself and men as a whole. We're animals. We're humans that have sexual need and desire. And getting that type of validation, attention from a female that we find attractive, is a good feeling. And we're all into what we're into. Um, we like what we like. We have our kinks and fetishes. And it's a game. It's a game. It's just messing around, having a good time. But I'm gonna talk about the negative sides that I see to this one in particular, paying a female to belittle you. Now, this particular girl, she has an X page. I opened the link, went to it, and I'm checking out her posts. And under the media tab on there, I'm looking at the pictures that she's posting. And there are pictures of these models uh, flipping off the camera and virtually talking to a specific person, per specific guy or men in general that are involved with them, flipping them off, and they have captions, specific captions, that are demanding, where they demand that you pay up or send them gifts, send them what they like. There are other platforms where girls will have a wish list, a public wish list of gifts that they have been wanting, and guys will order these for these girls. And this particular girl is no exception. So I'm looking at her content, and even the name that she goes by is really something else. Now, what she does, she posts screenshots of conversations that she has with guys. And she blocks out their identity, which is good. It's right to do. She doesn't break that boundary, because that can cause other issues. So these guys have their identity hidden. I'm sure a lot of these guys don't even have profile pictures showing their faces, and they have made up names on their accounts. But the messages that these guys are sending her, they're pedestalizing her on purpose. That's the point of it. Putting her on a pedestal, belittling themselves, disrespecting themselves, and begging for more. And they're sending lots of money to her. And she shows on, she has a Cash App. She has another a list of links that she has to different sites of hers, and one of them being Cash App. And we know what Cash App is. I mean, the name is fairly self-explanatory. She uses Cash App to get paid as a source of income. Also, what she does is she posts the numerical amount, dollar amount, that a given guy sends her, and she'll call him demeaning names on her posts. For example, oh, this good boy, calling him a good boy, he just sent me $500. The rest of you know what to do. And she'll show off how much money she's making. She'll show her transaction history on her Cash App for a given day, a given week, a given month. Oh, I made $5,000 this week. On track to a $20,000 month. Help me get there. Or if a guy sends her $450, she'll ask another guy to round that up to 500. Let's round this 450 up to 500. Now, if you're a guy that has money is not much of an issue for you, then maybe it's not as bad for you. You're having fun, and both players benefit from it. The girl is benefiting from making money off of you, and you're benefiting, if you're into that, by getting your fantasies fulfilled by an attractive female. But for me, I'm definitely not someone that's in a position to be blowing my hard-earned money on a girl that I don't know, just for her to put me down and make me feel bad about myself and bully me, be a big meanie. But there are guys that apparently, from what I'm seeing on this girl's posts, there are guys that are financially struggling. They're living paycheck to paycheck because of her. She's manipulating them, draining them of their accounts, and they get paid on a particular day, and the guy lets her know in her DMs or private messaging that, I'm getting paid this much on Friday, and I'm gonna send it, or she'll message the guy demanding, telling him to send her his entire paycheck, and the guy will complain. Oh, this is all the money that I'm getting paid for this week of work, um, and I can't believe I just gave it all to you. But the guy continues to go along with it. He's enjoying it. It's fun for him. And she'll show off to other girls and other people that see her posts, you know, how she's using these guys, how these guys are hooked to her, and they keep coming back for more. Now, aside from the financial aspect of it, I believe there are other downsides to this type of behavior. I then proceeded to get on YouTube. Oh, I jumped over a bit. I'll get to that. But first, what I want to say is that I this girl has a link to her Snapchat. I went to her Snapchat and I sent her a message out of curiosity because I really want to know what this girl was all about. I want to know her story, how she got into this, what she's like. I'm really curious to know. And I sent her a normal message. And I can't read, I'm not going to read the message verbatim right now because it's going to get in the way of the recording. It's on my phone here. But it took her, I think the next day she responded to me. Yesterday I sent her the message. And then yesterday evening she had responded to me with a her response is along the lines of, why don't you stop talking and add to my wealth? And I read that and I chuckled. And I knew it was predictable, getting that type of response from her. It's as though it's scripted. She knows, because she does it with other men, she knows that she can send a response like that, a totally abnormal response like that, and get away with it. And in many instances, she'll get what she wants, which is moolah. She'll get paid for it to respond to a guy like that. And I wasn't offended by it at all. It was to be expected, completely predictable, because I know the type of girl she is. I know this is a business for her. This is what she does, and she will show men that she has no patience. She has no time to waste. She posted on her story today. I got a notification. I opened it, checked it out. She posted on her story a message stating that she wants guys to be direct with her in what they want. She doesn't have time to waste responding to 100 plus messages for every post that she puts up. or every story that she puts up. And that's a way for her to keep the money coming in consistently by getting straight to the point, being rude, and demanding that the guy pays her or sends what's called a tribute, where in many instances, um, this girl and others on the same boat as her will refuse to respond to you if you send a message unless you send a tip. A tribute is a tip of a certain amount, a minimum amount first. Now, I asked this girl also. I asked her, "How much do you charge for a video call?" And I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for this because some of you may be like, "Oh, well, you probably ended up paying her to have a video call." She responded, $50 minimum for 5 minutes. She wants to charge $50 for a 5-minute video call, $10 a minute. Now, I believe I covered that, what I wanted to say there. Now, going back again to YouTube. I went on YouTube after interacting with her a bit, the initial interaction. I went on today. And that prompted me actually to record this video. I type in the search bar on my phone, pay pigs, and the concept of it. Immediately, a list of results of different, get this, girls, YouTubers, female influencers that promote this. And I watched some of one girl's video, top of the list, the first result that pulled up. And again, also with this one, I'm not going to give out her name. She is teaching women how to find pay pigs, how to get into this business and thrive off of it. And I believe it. I believe that these girls and this girl that I'm talking about, I believe it's true. They are making good money off of this. It's not fake at all whatsoever. I don't think so. There are many weak-minded people out there that do fall for it, and we're not going to judge. This isn't a place of judgment. This is just where I try to bring people together to talk and discuss respectfully different topics. And this is tonight's discussion. I look at the comments on this girl's video, and she has a decent amount of subscribers. She's got currently over 17,000 subscribers. And I hope to God, and this is not against women. I don't hate women. I don't want to put women down. But I hope to God she has no guys subscribed to her. But she probably does. Let's be real here. She probably has a number of guys that are subscribed to her channel that feed into it. She's so uh, one girl, top of the comment list on this particular video. She's commenting, thanking her, and letting this influencer know that, oh yeah, I'm in the Philippines. I think she states her age in the comment, and I really uh, have been wanting to look into this and how this works. Thank you so much. She's thanking this YouTuber, this young 20-year-old. Have you 20-year-old? She says she's 20, only 20 in the video, and she's thanking her for this content. And there are others like her. It's like a cult. This is, to me, it's a cult where women are banding together and advocating for this. And it's sad. It's really disappointing to me to see this. And I wouldn't be surprised if this girl, this model that I have been talking about, if she learned all that she knows, if she got into this business, modeling herself online, if she got lured into it by another female influencer, possibly a YouTuber, maybe this girl that I saw on YouTube today. And in the video, she's talking about how even if you're just starting, show, put on the what word can I use here? Put on the perception that you have money, that you're not desperate for money, that you don't need it, that you're doing well for yourself, because guys prefer to pay women that are well off, not struggling. Yeah, and fake it till you make it. And she's advising these girls in different ways on how to go about this, how to find men that will pay them to belittle them. And she actually brought up a point that resonated with me. I'm so glad I didn't forget to mention this. I was about to. I was very close to forgetting. She said that this business is really good for women that don't want to be used by men for sex, for sexual favors. A female that doesn't want to show herself nude online for a guy. She can, all she has to do is just be mean to the guy, and the guy will pay her for that. And it's called, she also brought up that these guys that are pay pigs, they're like sugar daddies without the sugar. So the guys spoil these girls, and the guys get really nothing in return. The girls don't have to give much or any effort in return. No sex, no nudes. And these guys get off to it. Amazing, ain't it? With that, and if there are any ladies watching this that want to chime in and give their thoughts on it, I'm really curious to hear what you have to say. And I know that there are women out there that don't agree with this. There are women out there that feel immoral to to uh, to behave this way, to use men in this way, to ruin their lives or cause issues in their lives, mostly financially, by doing this, by getting into this line of work, this business. And some, if you want to bring it to religion, some girls will say that it's a sin, and they're afraid to do it. And I know that to be true, because of course not every girl does this. Now, any girl that is attractive, if she so chooses to do this, she can do it easily, and she'll do well in it. But there are girls that refuse. It's just not for them. It's not for everyone. And there are good women out there that do feel bad, that don't want to intentionally hurt men. But we all know that nothing can be done about this. Nothing can be done to stop it. Because there's always going to be a need for it. And guys, if we ask ourselves, why are there women that are disrespectful, that don't take accountability for what they do, for their actions? They don't want to. They don't feel like it. They refuse. Why? It's because they can. They can. They can get away with it. Us guys, not so much. It's not really fair. And that's why I say jokingly, of course, not in a demeaning, derogatory way, that sometimes I feel that females are not human, because they just work differently. They're built differently. Female nature is different from male nature. Women have these various advantages and leverages in life, and this is one great example of it. And again, let me reiterate that when I say, females are not human, I say that in a teasing way. So no need to get offended here. But there are us men out there that allow it. We allow for this to happen. And that's why it's going to continue. Because there's always going to be a need for it. There will always be men out there that need and want this easy entertainment, or we can call it validation, from attractive women, from these attractive models. And that's what it comes down to. That's all there is to it. It is what it is, and this is it.